our top tips for running a remote workforce effectively. Spend time on the human element. Just because someone is operating remotely doesn't mean that they don't want to connect with their colleagues on a human level. This can be a challenge when colleagues aren't in one office space and can't just go for a pint after work and talk through work issues. When working with your remote staff, make sure that you allocate time and space to get to understand them and have them get to know one another. A recommended way is asking each colleague to draw up their business and life path on a simple line graph, emphasizing steps in each. We all enjoy telling our story, so get colleagues to share their history. You will need to set aside time to set this up. Next, you need to specify clear goals for their work and set realistic milestones so that all of you stay on the right path. By its very nature, remote work means that remote workers operate with a rather higher level of autonomy than HQ staff. So, being clear about what exactly they should achieve and by when is vital. Try to establish regular individual meetings to talk these things over. As a modern manager, it's important to establish consistency in your individual meetings with your team, particularly if they're working from another location or from their home. This type of work means that you can't simply catch up at the water cooler. Set aside regular time for these meetings. They could be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, depending on your needs. Also, make certain to create a structure for the meeting with a balance between personal, business, and tactical items. Communicate with graphics, writing, and audio. It's very important to make sure that your communication isn't limited to merely written or audio communication, but also include a visual element. Eye-to-eye communication is incredibly important, as it allows you to send and receive live feedback through mannerisms. This is easy face-to-face, but far more challenging remotely. So turn on your webcam or log into your preferred app and ask your remote workers to do so as well, so as to ensure that you're able to read essential physical cues. Don't forget about their professional growth. When workers are entirely remote, possibly even living in another country, it can be easy to forget about their professional development needs. Of course, you won't be able to send your remote workers to a professional training course a few miles from the office, but thanks to the huge advances in e-learning, you can still provide them with useful learning opportunities. Encourage peer-to-peer interaction. Supervising people isn't only about overseeing their work. You also have to pay attention to how they're working with their associates, collaborating on projects, etc. It's essential to incentivize this kind of peer-to-peer communication by both emphasizing it in management conversations and creating the right setting for it to blossom. Develop a virtual workspace. All of the previous suggestions are based on having good communication tools. Without a flexible team communication strategy, it will be difficult to hold meetings, help colleagues become familiar with each other, or collaborate with remote workers. Tools and apps for remote working. Slack is the reigning powerhouse in the field and a fun-to-use tool for team communication, especially for remote teams. Social features like emoji reactions are great for remote companies to communicate more naturally. Stride is the new kid on the chat apps block and has some really cool, unique features like decision making and focus mode. Trello is your virtual office in an app. All the information updates in real time and lives there 24/7. Instant messaging in business communication can really assist you here. The field of business instant messaging has evolved over the last 2 decades to provide a wide variety of different communications functions, which you can choose to keep your team connected. The potential benefits from such a tool are a better connected team that can easily work together irrespective of their location. Hold Everything are experts in virtual offices. So come and talk with us if you want advice on remote working.